students, once again welcome to Diksha classroom. We have been discussing the previous question from 2019 December in the last few videos. If you are yet to see any of those videos, you can subscribe our channel. Also, so as to see the first part of the question paper discussion of this video, you can click on the link on the top of the screen. This is the second part of the video discussing question from 2019 December 3rd afternoon shift of NTA net exam. In this video, as usual, we will be discussing 5 topics from the exam. They are mathematical reasoning and aptitude, logical reasoning, data interpretation, people development and environment, and finally higher education system. So let's go to the questions. So we are discussing UGC NTA net paper 1 3rd December afternoon shift part 2. So the first topic we will be discussing in this video is mathematical reasoning and aptitude, one of the most important topic. So let's see questions one by one. The 26th question is, find the next term of the series. The question given is 1D3, 3H5 and 5L7. In this question, first and third numbers are from the number series and the second or the middle number is from the letter series. So the next number will be, in the first case here it is 1 3, here it is 3 5, here it is 5 7. So the next numbers will be 7 and 9. Next numbers will be 7 and 9. Similarly, when we consider the middle term or the letters, we can see that in all cases the fourth alphabet is taken. You can see here A, B, C, D, the fourth alphabet is taken in first case, then the fourth letter is H is taken, then the fourth letter is L is taken. So now we would have to take the fourth letter P. Previously we have seen that the first numbers will be 7 and 9 and the letter will be P. So the answer will be 7PQ. Option A will be the correct answer. Remember, numbers are consecutive odd numbers and letters are every fourth letter. Answer is 7P9. So that's the 26th question. We are moving to the next question, 27th question. Here the question is, in certain code, credit is written as EPGBKR. What will be debit written? So remember, we have to find the relation between these two words and we have to apply the same relation with the debit. So when we consider credit and EPGBKR, we can see that credit and EPGBKR, in the first one, the letter is, in credit, C is coded by E, which means subsequent, which means they have chosen the next alphabetic letter with a gap of single letter. That means C we have chosen as E with the gap of D. So the second number, so the second letter after C is taken. But when it comes to the next letter R, they have chosen the code as P, which means the second previous letter is selected, not the second next letter or next subsequent letter. Instead, they have selected the second previous letter. Similarly, when it comes to third one E, they have chosen the second subsequent letter, and the next term second previous letter, second subsequent letter, second previous letter. So here alternative second letters are selected. In the first case, the second subsequent letter, and in the second case, the second previous letters are selected. So when it comes to debit, D, the second subsequent letter is D, E, F, E, the second previous letter will be C, B, second subsequent D, second previous, second subsequent. So the answer will be FCDGV. Option C is the correct answer. Option C will be the correct answer because subsequent and previous letters are selected with a gap of 2 letters. That's the 27th question. We are moving to the next question, that is the 28th one. It's a bit interesting question. Average of two numbers A and B is 22 and 60% of A equals 60% of B. What is the product of A and B? Here remember, the statement I have given is that 60% of A equal to 60% of B. 60% of A equal to 60% of B. That's the main hint in this question. Remember, when you are considering any two numbers and a particular percentage is equal in both cases, the numbers should be also equal. For example, 60% of 100 is 60. There is no other numbers in which 60% will be equal to the same 60. So if you get 60% of A equal 60% of B, then A will be definitely equal to B. So the first thing we have got is A is equals B. And the second condition here said is average of two numbers is 22. That means A plus B by 2 is equal to 22. We know this is the equation for average. We'll be studying in detail in average questions, that is value by number of observation. So A plus B equal to 22, which gives A plus B equal to 44. 2 into 22, you get it as 44. So the two conditions we have is that A equals B and A plus B equal 44. So since A equals B and A plus B equal to 44, we can say A equal to B equal to 22. So the value of A as well as B is 22. The question is product of A and B. Product of A and B means A into B. That means 22 into 22, which gives you 484. Easy one. First thing we have done is 60% of A equals 60% of B means both A and B are equal. Given the average of A and B is 22, so we get it as A plus B equal to 44 and A equal to B, from which we get A equals B, which equals 22. And the question is product of A and B, 22 into 22, 484. So 484 is the correct answer. So we are moving to the next question. Question is, B is the only daughter of maternal grandmother of A. How is A related to B? That's the question. This can be, it seems to be a bit confusing, but this is an easy one. This can be solved only after drawing the family diagram. So this will be the diagram. Given B is the only daughter of maternal grandmother of A. Consider this is A and this is mother of A. This one, this is the, consider this is A, this one is mother of A, and this is grandmother of A. This is grandmother and this will be grandfather. Question is, how is A related to B? What is the relation between A and B? It is an easy one. It will be a daughter. Given that B is the only daughter of maternal grandmother of A, how is A related to B? From the picture, it's clear A is the daughter of B, or B is the mother. So the answer is daughter. Moving to next question. If A is directly proportional to B, B is inversely proportional to C, and C is directly proportional to D, then we have to find which of the four options are correct. I hope you know what you mean by proportional, directly proportional, and inversely proportional. A and B directly proportional means if A increases by 2 points, B will also increase by 2 points. That means there will be a positive correlation, or when one increases, the other one also increases in a correct ratio in a fixed value. When it comes to inversely proportional, when A increases, there will be a decrease, corresponding decrease in the B, which we even call in research as negative correlation. That means when A increases by 2 points, there will be a decrease of B by 2 points. Also, the symbol used for proportion is this one. and the symbol used for inversely proportional is this one. So this is A proportional to B, this is A inversely proportional to B. In the question, the statement given is A is directly proportional to B, then B is inversely proportional to C. B is inversely proportional to C and C is directly proportional to D. C is directly proportional to D. So we know that A is proportional to B, B is inversely proportional to C, and C is proportional to D. Since C is inversely proportional to B and D is proportional to C, we can say C is inversely proportional to A and B. Also, D is inversely proportional to A and B. So let's move to the option. A is inversely proportional to D. A is inversely proportional to D is a correct one. Next, A is directly proportional to D. A is not directly proportional to D because A is only directly proportional to B. B is inversely proportional to C and D, which means A is directly proportional to D is a wrong statement. Then A is directly proportional to C. Similar to the above one, A is inversely proportional to C because A is proportional to B and B is inversely proportional to C. Remember, if A is proportional to B and B is inversely proportional to C, then A will be also inversely proportional to C. Okay, so A is directly proportional to C is also wrong. Then A is inversely proportional to C will be correct. So the option 1 and 4 will be correct. Option A will be the correct answer. So that's all the question from mathematical reasoning and aptitude. We'll be moving to the logical reasoning questions. So we are moving to the question from logical reasoning. The first question, the 31st one, the attributes shared by all and only those objects to which a term refers is known as. It's from the topic connotation and denotation that is stated in the logical reasoning syllabus. So here they have said attributes shared by all and only those objects. The intention describes the set of attributes which define the term or which is shared by the term. Actually, connotation is another word used for the intention of the term. So here they have given attribution shared by all and only those objects to which a term refers is known as. So the answer will be intention. Since intention is also known as connotation, answer will be intention and connotation. At the same time, denotation or extension means the literal meaning. Intention or connotation is a general meanings, while denotation or extension will be the literal meaning. Here they have asked about the attributes shared, which means general term. So the answer is intention and connotation. Option B, both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. Question number 32. Given below are two premises with four conclusions drawn from them. Which of the following is a valid conclusion drawn from the premises? Premises are all diaries are copies, no copy is a book. And the conclusions given are some diaries are books, some books are copies, no book is a copy, no diary is a book. This is a question from the syllogism topic. We can do this question in a lot of ways. Here we'll be using one of the easiest method, that is the Venn diagram method. So we'll be drawing the Venn diagram of the first two statement. All diaries are copies and no copy is a book. So the Venn diagram will be, this will be diaries and this will be copies. And the next one is no copy is a book, which means there is no relation between copy and a book. So book will come outside. So this will be the Venn diagram of all diaries are copies and no copy is a book. Now we want to look which of these conclusions can be concluded or which of this conclusion can be said valid from these pictures. Some diaries are books. It's a wrong one because diaries is here and book is here. Some books are copies. Some books are copies is also a wrong conclusion. Then you have no book is a copy. Book is here, book is this one, and copy is this one. So no book is a copy is correct one. No diary is a book. Since diary is inside copy, we can say no diary is a book. So option 3 and 4, B is a correct answer. So we can say B is a correct answer. Next we are moving to the 33rd question. The 33rd question is an informed fallacy in which the conclusion of an argument is stated or assumed in any of the premises is known as. So there are different categories of informed fallacy about which we will be discussing in the coming videos, or we will be discussing those in detail in our Diksha's online course for paper 1. So here let's go to the question. An informed fallacy in which the conclusion of argument is stated or assumed. Please note stated or assumed. They have never said that whether it's valid or invalid, just stated or assumed. So let's see the 4 different options. Begging the question, circular argument, ignoratio elenchi, and petitio principii. So the first aspect we will see with regards to begging the question. In classical logic, begging the question is an informal fallacy that occurs when an argument's premises are assumed, which means we can say an informed fallacy in which the conclusion of an argument is assumed is a type of begging the question. Because begging the question is an informal fallacy when an argument premises are assumed, or premises assume the truth of the conclusion. Now let's come to circular argument. Circular argument is an argument that requires that the desired conclusion be true. So circular argument states that the conclusion be true. But here it is only assumed. We are not sure it's true. So the above statement is not a circular argument. Now let's go to ignoratio elenchi. It's also known as irrelevant conclusion, which is an informal fallacy of presenting an argument that may or may not be logically valid. So ignoratio elenchi is an informal fallacy of presenting an argument which may or may not be valid. So here we have an argument that is stated or assumed. We are not sure whether it's valid or invalid, but it's an informed fallacy. So we can say it comes under ignoratio elenchi. Next we have the last option as petitio principii. The phrase in the first option, that is begging the question, originated in the 16th century as a mistranslation of the Latin word petitio principii. Petitio principii is a Latin word. So the begging the question introduced as a mistranslation of petitio principii. And this petitio principii translates to assuming the initial points. So here we have the fallacy is assumed. So we can say petitio principii, ignoratio elenchi, and begging the question both comes under the correct answer. So we have 1, 2 and 4 as a correct answer. So option A is the correct one. We are moving to the next question, the 34th one. According to traditional square of opposition, if two propositions are so related that they cannot both be false, although they may both be true, is called. Here the question is all about the classical square of opposition. I hope you know what is square of opposition. In square of opposition, we'll be discussing about the relation between different categorical proposition A, E, I, O. A is all, E, no, I, some, or some not. So the relation between this all are discussed in classical square of opposition. So there will be relation between A and E, which is contrary. Then we have relation between I and O, which is subcontrary. Then we have relation between A and E, E and O, that is subaltern. Then we have relation between A and O and E and I, that is contradictory. So the question is, all these relations depends on varies based on the truthness or falseness of the statements. Contrary is a case in which both statements can false but cannot be true. Subaltern is both can be true, both can be false. Contradictory means both cannot be true, both cannot be false. Subcontrary is opposite to that of contrary, which means both can be true, cannot be false. So subcontraries both can be true, cannot be false. So these are the four relations. Sometimes you may be a bit confused. We'll be discussing in details in the upcoming videos, or we have already discussed it in detail in our online course. Since we have to discuss 25 questions and we have to keep the length of the video less, we'll be moving a bit faster. So here the question is, cannot both be false, can both be true? Can both be true, cannot both be false. Answer will be subcontrary. So we have the answer as subcontrary. Option B is a correct answer. We are moving to the last question of logical reasoning. Which of the following is not correct with reference to Anumana according to classical Indian school of logic? Anumana is a type of Pramana in Indian logic, and basically there are three terms to Anumana, that is Paksha, Sadhya and Hetu. Paksha is a minor term, Sadhya is a major term, and Hetu is a middle term, and Linga or Sadhana is another term for Hetu. So we have Paksha is correct answer because Paksha is a minor term, Sadhya is a major term, and Hetu is a middle term. So we have option B and C as correct. Also, Linga and Sadhana is same as that of Hetu. We have option A as also correct. Option D is wrong because Hetu is not the minor term. Hetu is a middle term. So we have option D as the answer to this question, since they have asked about not correct or incorrect one. So option D, Hetu is a minor term, is the correct answer. So that's all about questions from logical reasoning. We will be discussing questions from data interpretation. So we are discussing questions from data interpretation. In data interpretation, a table is given and they have explained the table as, consider the table given below for total exports of 6 countries over 5 years. And we have to answer question from 36 to 40. They have given the export values of different countries for 5 years, and the values given in crore, and also they have given the equation for profit as export minus import. They may be asking some question regarding profit or import, etc. So remember, even though they have given only export, we can find the profit if we know the import, or we can find the import if we know the profit. So let's move to the question. First question, if the ratio of export to import in country F and country D are 4:1 and 1:2 respectively in the year 2008, then what is the total import of country F and D together in that particular year? So the question is regarding import of F and D in the year 2008. The table has given about export, but they have given the ratio of export to import of F and D. So first of all, let's consider F. The ratio of export to import is 4:1 in the year 2008. We know F, the export in the year 2008 is 24. Export import ratio is 4:1, which means 24 is to I import we have to find. But we know when export is 4 part, then import is 1 part, which means import will be 4, which means import can be found out by dividing 24 by 4. We get import as 6, because we know export is 24 and the ratio of export to import is 4:1. When export value is 4, when exports ratio value is 4 and total value is 24, it's easy to find 1, divide 24 by 4. We get the import of company F in 2008 as 6. Next we have to find import of company D. For D we have it as 45. D we have export as 45. The ratio of export to import is given as 1:2. That means if export is 1, then import is 2. Here export is 45, so import will be double that of 45. So import of company D in the year will be 45 into 2, 90. So we get the import of company F is 6, import of company D is 90. So the value will be 90 plus 6. You get it as 96. Answer D will be the correct answer, 96. So that's the first question, easy one. Moving to the second question. What is the percentage increase in the export of all the countries together from the year 2009 to 2011? So as to get this, we have to find the total exports in the year 2009 and 2011. So in the year 2009, the total export is 40 plus 25 plus 55 plus 60 plus 50 plus 40. That is 270. In the year 2011, it is 45 plus 50 plus 90 plus 15 plus 100 plus 75. That is 375. So we get the total export in the year 2009 as 270 and 2011 as 375. We have to find the percentage increase. I hope you know the equation to find the percentage increase. Value in present year minus value in past by value in past into 100. So here value in present year is 375, value in past year is 270 by 270 into 100. You get it as 105 by 270 into 100. When we solve the equation, you get it as 38.8 by 9 percentage. So 38.8 by 9 percentage. Answer B is the correct answer. Again, easy one. Find the total of 2009, find the total of 2011, then we just find the percentage increase. So next we have the next question. By what percent is the average export of country E over all the given years more than the average export of country C over all the years? So as to find this, we have to find the average export of country E over all the years and average export of country C over all the years. So first we will be seeing average export of country E over all the years. So when we add the value of E, we get it as 375. To get the average, we want to divide by number of years 5. 375 by 5, you get the average export is 75 crores. Next, when it comes to C, you get the total value as 330. Average 330 by 5, you get it as 66. 66. So you have the average value of E as 75 and average value of C as 66. The question is, by what percentage value of E is more than that of C? So you will be finding the value using the same equation used in the last question. Value in the present year minus value in the past year by value in the past year into 100. Here 75 minus 66 by 66 into 100, 9 by 66 into 100, which gives you 13.7 by 11 percentage. So answer A will be the correct answer, an easy one. Next, 13th question. If the export of country A in the year 2013 is 20% more than the total export of country B in 2011 and the export of country E in 2010 together, then what was the profit of A in the year 2013 if its import was rupees 92 crore for that year? A big question. You want to read multiple times. They have given export of country A in 2013 is 20% greater than the total export of country B in 2011 and country E in 2010. Then we want to find the profit. So first of all, we have to find the total export of country B in 2011 and total export of country E in 2010. And we have to find the total value. Then we have to find 20% of that. So total export of country B in 2011 is 50. Then E in 2010 is 55. So the total value is 105. So we have got the value of this one, total export of country B and the export of country E, together 105. They have said that the export of country A in 2013, we are not looking for finding the export of country in 2013 because as per table we have only till 2012. So as per the question, it is 20% greater than this one. So first of all, we want to find the 20% of 105. We get it as 21. So in the question given 20% more than the total sum. So the value will be 105 plus 21. You get it as 126. So we get the export value of country A in the year 2013 as 126. Because they have said that it is 20% greater than the export value of B in the year 2011 and E in the year 2010. So export value is 126. We know profit is export minus import, which is 126 minus 92, given in the question 92, answer will be 34. So we get 34 as the correct answer to this question. So next we are moving to the last question from data interpretation. Question is, what was the profit of all the countries together in the year 2012 if the total import of all the countries was 385? It's almost easy question because we know profit is equal to export minus import. Question is regarding 2012. So we want to find the total export in the year 2012. So the total export is 510. Import is given as 385. So 510 minus 385, you get it as 125. So the answer will be 125 crore. Option D is the correct answer. So that's all about the question from data interpretation. Next we will be discussing question from the environment topic. Now we are discussing question from the environment topic. 41st question is, under Kyoto Protocol, the first commitment period for reduction of greenhouse gas emission by 97 industrialized and European community was. Kyoto Protocol, there are basically two commitment period. First commitment period is 2008 to 12 and second commitment period is 2012 to 20. Question is regarding the first commitment period. So option C, 2008 to 12 is the correct answer. Moving to next question, 42. The potential of geothermal power in India is approximately, it's a direct factual question. Answer is 10 gigawatt. Geothermal energy is a thermal energy generated through the natural hot springs. So we have option A as the correct answer. Next question. Exposure to noise pollution can cause. We have different options. It's from the pollution topic. We have weakening of immune system. We can't say pollution causes direct weakening of immune system since it's being controlled by different antigen antibody mechanisms. So first cannot be said. Next, sleeplessness or correct, speech interference correct, increasing blood pressure correct. You have shift in hearing threshold and respiratory problems. So we have all options except the one as the correct one. Shift in threshold of hearing is correct. We can't say for sure that exposure to noise pollution can cause respiratory problems. So 2, 3, 4 and 5 is the correct answer. We have option B as the correct answer. Option B, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we are moving to the next question. It's all about assertion and reason. Assertion is the impact of natural disasters does not depend upon socio-economic factors. Reason is natural disasters do not discriminate between people of a society and other communities. The assertion is false because we can say the impact of natural disasters depend on socio-economic factors. For example, people of low socio-economic status are more likely to live in homes that are more vulnerable to the impact of disasters than those of people of higher economic classes. As a result, the experience of a disaster may involve more material losses, less protection from disasters, and perhaps greater damage to their homes, which means assertion is wrong. And the next one, natural disasters do not discriminate between people of a society and other communities. It's a correct statement. There is no such discrimination. So option D is the correct one. Assertion is false and reason is true. Which of the following air pollutants are produced from room deodorizers? It's a direct question. Answer is volatile organic compounds. These are being produced from room deodorizers. So next we are moving to higher education system. The first question is, an institution desirous of applying for deemed to be university status must have been in existence for at least, a direct question. As per UGC, it mandates that institutes should have been functional for minimum 20 years to be eligible for deemed to be university status. So we have option C, 20 years will be the correct answer. Next question, the community colleges have provision for, it's also a direct question. Different options are single admission, concurrent admission, self-financing system, teaching at home. The answer is concurrent admission. Community colleges have such a provision. Moving to next question, question 48. Again an assertion and reason question. Considering higher education as a non-priority for the state is linked to the withdrawal of public funding to it. Reason is the pressure of free enterprise system in this regard is an attempt to expand their educational market. Let's come to the assertion. Considering higher education as a non-priority for the state is linked to the withdrawal of public funding to it. It's true, higher education, it's true, there are a lot of private firms in higher education. The government is giving priority to basic education as well as other socio-economic indicators or other welfare activities. So option A is correct. Similarly, option B, the pressure of free enterprise system in this regard is an attempt to expand. Definitely, private systems are trying to expand their presence in the higher education system. So we have assertion and reason, both are correct. So option A is the correct one. Option A is the correct one. Next, we are moving to the 49th question, the penultimate one. The objective of Indian government behind setting up of HEFA, Higher Education Finance Agency, is to provide financial support for. It's also a direct question. HEFA is a joint venture of Ministry of Human Resource and Development and Canara Bank with the aim of improving the infrastructure in premier institutes of the country. So it's a direct question. Option A is the correct one. Improvement of infrastructure in premier institutions of the country. So we are moving to the last question of this particular set of question paper. That is, the WTO negotiation on higher education deals with issues like, it's also a direct question. It's also a direct question. As per this negotiation, education is free service. Nothing is done. Nothing is said. Vigorous social affirmation. Nothing is said. Assigning important role for civil society. Nothing is done. They have discussed about education as a trade. It's a World Trade Organization. Education as a commodity and withdrawal of public sector from higher education. So we have Option 4, 5 and 6 as the correct answer. So that's all about this set of previous questions. We will be discussing more questions in the coming videos. Thank you. That's all about this video discussing previous question from 2019 December 3rd afternoon shift. In the past few videos we have done previous question. Also in the coming videos we will be discussing the remaining question sets. So as to receive all question paper explanation, please subscribe to our channel Diksha Classroom. Thank you.